On a hot summer's day a long time ago, there was laughter in the air and a gentle breeze flowing through the wind. The laughter came from young Moonface Wellington and his friends, who were currently celebrating Moonface's 13th birthday. This was Moonface Wellington. His real name was Maurice, but because he had the roundest face and the biggest and brightest smile anyone had ever seen, they called him Moonface. Now the following year, just before Moonface's birthday, Moonface was starting to get sick. Usually he bounced back in a couple of days, so no one was worried, but in this case the sickness did not leave him. They had tried everything they could, but everything seemed futile, until one day the sickness vanished and Moonface returned with his daily activities. Everything was fine and dandy for a month, but then the sickness had returned, with a vengeance. He got so sick that eventually a specialist was brought in, who discovered
Moonface has a fatal disease that has no known cure.
This disease was spreading fast throughout the world, and when everybody heard that Moonface had contracted this illness, they all slowly started to disappear. Soon, strange things had arisen. One day, when the family returned from a store in town, they found the tires on their cars had been slashed. Then one night, they were coming home and noticed a red sky. They soon found out it was their tool shed, which had been set alight.
The human race is a strange race,
said the mother before they went inside. Moonface became weaker and lonelier as time went by, but his parents had no idea what to do. Until one day there was a quick darkness that flashed suddenly across the moon and made him jump out of bed and head to the window. He saw a ball of light speeding towards the earth and watched it until it disappeared behind his cornfield. Moonface quickly and quietly crept out of the house and headed for the top of the hill. When he reached the top, Moonface was so tired he fell over to lie in the grass until he noticed a figure coming up beside him shining a magnificent light. When the figure was close enough, he noticed it was a young boy about the same size as him and that the light was not from a flashlight, but from his hand. They looked at each other and the next thing you know, they were both sitting atop the hill, chatting and laughing. It was as if they had been friends since birth. Moonface asked the boy,
"So what are you doing out here at this time? And did you see a ball of fire falling from the sky?"
The boy said he didn't see a ball of fire and that he was a new neighbor. The boy then went on to ask many questions, and Moonface went on to answer them all. They then planned to meet tomorrow at the same spot. The next morning, Moonface was at the hill right after breakfast. His parents were in awe at his sudden strength. Moonface continued to visit the boy for the next 2 weeks. Then one day, Moonface and his friend decided to go into town. They were having a great time until he noticed people were staring at them. Suddenly, Moonface heard a familiar voice.
He must have the same disease as little Moonface. That's why they're friends.
Suddenly, Moonface's heart sunk. He realized he had never told his friend about his sickness. His friend noticed the change and asked,
"What's the matter?"
With all honesty, Moonface told his friend,
"Once I used to have many friends. You see, I'm going to die. I have an illness that there is no cure for as yet, and I was afraid if I told you."
"I know you are ill,"
said his friend.
"How did you know?"
His friend told Moonface.
"Come to the hill tonight and I will tell you."
That night, Moonface went to the hill and his friend was there waiting. They headed through a wooded area until they came to a clearing. The little boy informed Moonface that the ball of fire he saw was actually his ship.
"I knew it!"
shouted Moonface.
"I knew you knew it,"
said the little boy from space. Then with the light the little boy had coming out of his hand, he aimed it at the space above the clearing and his ship appeared. The little boy then told Moonface,
"I must go back to my home now. Come with me."
Suddenly Moonface started to recall all his fun memories before they began to fear him.
"But you know one thing.
"What's that?"
asked Moonface.
When I leave this galaxy I cannot return. I came here by accident."
The little boy told Moonface. He said,
"Come with me. Where I'm going, no one will scorn you. Where I'm going, there's a cure for what ails you."
Moonface's eyes met the boy's eyes and told the boy,
"No, I can't.
"Why?"
Because I have to give them a chance."
"But they don't love you because you are sick. Different."
"But one day they will. One day They will come to understand, and they won't be frightened anymore. Also believe we will find a cure.
The little boy looked at him, smiled, and said,
You do have faith in the human race. I'm glad you are the one I met.
All of a sudden, the ship began to leave. Just before it disappeared, Moonface shouted,
Stop! What's your name? We never exchanged names.
Where I am from, they call me Moonface.
said his friend.
That's my name too!
Screamed Moonface with laughter. Then the ship, with a sudden spark, shot up into the sky. For the longest while, Moonface just stared at the starry darkness, and with a smile he calmly returned home.